Hey guys, Dustin Tibbetts, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth, and I'm sure I have just need to turn off my cell phone here and we can get to business. Okay, here we go. So I'm Dustin Tibbetts, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth. We manage retirement accounts, long-term investments. We're a financial advisory service, an investment service, a guy that takes care of your dough for you, however you want to look at it. And we manage our own portfolios. That's the biggest thing, is that we do all the work. We don't go buy mutual funds and rely on some other fund manager. We don't go hire somebody else. We do everything right here for you, so all of our customers get the benefits of working with the people that are managing their investments. And that's pretty cool. So I hope you'll go check out on our website the portfolios. You can actually see the different portfolios that we have, the performance. We're the only advisor that posts that performance, and we're newly registered with the SEC. Still excited, still celebrating that. Well, one thing we want to talk about today, this is the dough show, by the way. One thing that we do here is just talk about keeping your dough straight. And maybe we're giving you examples, maybe we're talking about other people that have their dough straight, maybe we're picking on people that don't. But the idea is we're trying to get that light bulb to go off in your head to realize you got to get your dough straight, right? That's the whole name of the game. If you can do that, then you could really do anything you like. And so this is not one of those shows that's like cut back and spend less and buy everything from IKEA and like have like no kitchen table, just sit on the floor and save money. The idea is if you have your money organized, you're putting away for retirement, you've got your savings going, you buy a reasonable car, right? Then you can make the decision what you want to spend your dough on. This is not one of those shows where we tell you to cut back. So speaking of cutting back, we're going to talk about some guys in the NFL today, and this is from Entrepreneur Magazine. Now, here's what happens. According to every study out there, 35% of you on average, if you take every generation, you average them out, 35% of you have $0 saved for retirement. That sucks. A lot of you and a lot of people that I talk to that are just kind of feeling us out, you know, just seeing if they want to work with us, a lot of people go, well, I don't have that much money to invest. I'm just getting started. Will you work with us? I go, yeah, of course. That's what we're here for. We work with anybody. We won't turn anybody away as long as you have your dough straight. If you give me some hints that you are spending money like crazy, you have no idea how your budget works, then investing is not for you, and I would tell you to go away. So getting your dough straight, super, super, super important here. And 35% of you have nothing going on in retirement. That's a shame, right? And so the mindset is, man, if I just had a few more dollars, if I had a little bit more money, then I could save for retirement. Dustin, I have no money. I just can't do it. Well, I'm going to show you today how even people that make tons of money actually set themselves up for retirement. Here's the thing. You have an average salary. This is according to Entrepreneur Magazine. The average NFL salary is $2.1 million per player. So that's great, right? Good for them. $2.1 million. They're getting paid really well. They do a great job, apparently. But 15% of them end up filing for bankruptcy. How is it that someone with $2.1 million can file for bankruptcy? It's because they don't have the dough straight, right? You can have $10 million. You could pick on even the wealthiest people in the world went through rough financial times because money didn't solve it. My favorite's MC Hammer. That'll give you an idea of how old I am. MC Hammer, very wealthy. He did really well, and he was essentially broke, right? I think twice he went from being very wealthy to broke. Just didn't work out for him. He didn't manage his dough. Who's that boxer right now? Is it Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather? He's going to be broke. Guaranteed. I mean, you can just see it. The guy has all this money, he's going to be broke. Well, anyways, they make $2.1 million per player in the NFL. That's the average annual salary. 15% of them go broke. Now, there are a handful of them that make very, very low headlines. They're never at the top. It's never a big deal because they're saving their money. They're doing really well with their money. And that's unfortunate because a football player to a kid or to a younger individual is considered cool, right? If we could get the cool people to show that they're saving their money, they're doing right by their dough, then wouldn't people want to be cool, right? If an NFL player goes and does a commercial for Suave, shampoo or whatever, the kids are going and buying that Suave shampoo because of that guy, right? So if we could just use them as an example. The problem is when we find these NFL players or these baseball players that end up doing well by saving their money, it's just not cool to talk about, right? And so you don't really see it or hear about it, and that's really unfortunate. So today I want to share with you a few people from this article that are NFL players that are doing well by their money, and I want to give you some of the tips that they give and sort of elaborate on those if you have a moment. By the way, I'm pretty sure I can say this. We have one customer at Jazz Wealth who is actually an NFL player currently. And this guy, yeah, we all know it's a guy. So this person is unbelievably good with their money. I'm not going to use their stats so we can't figure out who it is. I'm not allowed to say who it is, but this person's really good with their money. And you kind of see that, right? There's these efforts by the NFL and everybody to try to help these guys get their dough straight. I hope that continues. That would be really cool, because if you can have them set the example, then all the younger generations would see that and they would love it. So I can say that from what little experience I have dealing with NFL players, they're good and they're interested in learning more. A little cautious, I'll say that. A little cautious. They've been burned a few times, so I can understand that, but very, very, very good with their money. So here we go. Detroit Lions. Any Detroit Lions fans watching? You got Ryan Broyles. He got a $3.6 million rookie contract. So check this out. He gets a rookie contract, $3.6 million. How much do you think he spent? Plays for the Detroit Lions, right? How much do you think he spends per year? What's his sort of living wages? So I'm going to put this as living dough. How much do you think he spends? This guy has done really, really well, spends $60,000 a year. He counts that as his salary, right? Now, is that a respectable amount? Of course. There's probably people watching that would say, man, if I made $60,000 a year, I'd be a happy camper. This guy makes $3.6 million a year, and he's living on $60,000 a year while he plays. That's incredible. Take it a step further, you've got John Urschel. I actually don't know him. Baltimore Ravens. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens. John Urschel lived on less than $25,000 a year. Now, he only made $600,000, right? So that's probably why we've never heard of him. And he was living on $25,000 a year. That's pretty excessive. I'd actually like to know how he did that. So this part of the equation, what does this tell you? What does it tell you when someone's making all this dough and they're saving most of it? It tells you to live below means. That is so easy for me to say, right? I can make videos all day long and say, just spend less than you make. My favorite saying is the dollars coming in need to be greater than the dollars going out. Very simple. We all understand what that means. However, it's easy for me to say that. I totally understand. It is harder to do. Just got to figure it out. You got to work through it little by little. Here's guys that make tons of money and they live below their means. You guys remember Antonio Cromartie? I believe he has a television show at the moment. The guy, what was the number on this one? He got a 5-year deal with the San Diego Chargers, I believe, initially. And then $5 million he spent in 2 years. He was spending money so fast, his teammates, his coaches, his accountant were like yelling at him, please stop spending your money. You're not going to have enough money. You can't spend $5 million in 2 years and expect to continue. So what did he do? How did he get started living below his means? He got a group of people together. He set up an automated system to pay his bills so he could actually see. He gets text messages when he pays his bills. And he's now watching where his money goes. And because of that, how do you think the guy lands a TV show? Right? Now he advocates sticking on a budget. He likes being on a budget because he gets to see where his money goes. And I'll bet you in those first couple months when he stopped blowing money like crazy, I'll bet you when he saw where his money was going, he probably freaked out and was like, whoa, and tightened up real tight. Don't we all do that? Right? So if you're just spending money right around Christmas time, right? You're spending money around Christmas time and all of a sudden you look at everything and you go, whoa, that was ridiculous. What do you do in January? Tighten up. Why do you think Amazon Prime Day is not in January? Why do you think nobody does any sales in January? We all know you're broke. Nobody's going to have any sale or promotion in January. It's going to happen when you're least paying attention. Actually, quick little thing, Amazon did a study to see when the best day for them to have a Prime Day would be, and they found that it was July 11th, right? Was it July 11th this year? They found the exact day when you are least likely paying attention to your money outside of the holiday season. And that's why it's on that day. That's the actual reason they chose that. They can ship cheaper on those days because shipping is generally lighter that time of year. And you are on vacation. You're hanging out with the kids, so you're buying more and you're not paying attention to your money. So anyways, moving on. Tip number 1, live below your means. You got a couple great examples there from NFL players who live way below their means, right? That John Urschel that lives on $25,000 a year, I'd like to know how he's doing that. Is he living in a van or something? That's crazy. Okay, tip number 2. This goes for you guys too. Although NFL players are currently doing this and we're giving you an example, this goes for you guys too. Find a side hustle. That's the key word these days. All the kids are saying it. Find a side hustle. Now for you, it may mean all the popular things. Selling things, Uber, eBay arbitrage, all that game that everybody loves to play. But it could just be a separate business, right? You may think that you don't have a skill or something, but you probably have in you some other little side business. That's how Jazz Wealth started, believe it or not. It was a little side business. My uncle came to me, and I was busy doing other stuff. My uncle came to me, and he said, manage my account. I said, I don't want to manage your account. He goes, here's the password, manage my account. Do it. And so I did, and then I found out it was actually illegal for me to do that without having a different license. So I set out to get the other license. I said, okay, if you're going to pay me, I will manage your account. He goes, I will pay you. Just fine. Just take it out of the account. And the more and more I got going, more people started coming to me saying, you do it. I don't want to do it. I don't know how to do it. You manage my account, Dustin. And so I thought, well, let's do this legally. I started a business. I got the accountant. I put everything together. And then before you knew it, more and more people were coming. So then I started saying, well, let me advertise. Let's do it. So we put commercials all around town. And next thing you know, people around town were coming. And what started as sort of an accidental side business became a full-time gig. It became more worth it for me to do this. So you never know. You might have a little side gig that you start doing. There's a great story, by the way, a kid that goes to UCF down here in Florida. That's University of Central Florida in Orlando. He started selling... God, what was it he was selling? One product. It was something really simple. He's doing it now. Selling it on eBay. He's now a millionaire. He made $100,000, not sold. He made $100,000 last month by just playing around on eBay while he's going to school. Really cool story. Look it up. UCF eBay millionaire or something like that. I just know it because it was on the local news. So, football players, what do they do for a side hustle? Have you ever heard of Rob Gronkowski? Of course you have. Everybody's heard of that guy. Well, basically, the way he does it currently, he saves his entire salary. I don't know what it is, but I know it's ridiculous, right? The guy gets paid a lot of money. He saves all of it, and he lives off his side hustle. You can't change a channel without seeing him on TV. So he's out hustling himself to be on different shows like Tide Pods or something's the latest thing he's on. He looks like an idiot on that show. Someone's going to bash me for that, but he's on that commercial. He gets paid for that. So now he's living off of the side hustle, and he's banking the entire amount that he's making off of football, because who knows, right? He might get hurt or something and can't play football. So that's pretty cool. Big lesson there. Find the side hustle and use that. I always say use the side hustle to start funding your future, retirement, emergency savings, your kids, if you want to look out for your kids. Use it to save your future, right? Pay off debts if that's the case. That's also your future. And then eventually you might find that side hustle sort of takes off, right? And maybe it becomes something you like doing. You could end up growing a side business large enough to get going. I actually talked to a guy, he's in Puerto Rico, and they do YouTube videos. And now I can't say this is not my experience, but the YouTube videos that they do, they're like tutorials for Spanish kids or something. They make between $7,000 and $9,000 a month off of YouTube. Like, to me, that's incredible. I'm just here helping you guys out. 5 people watch, I'm happy. But that's their income, that's their job, that's their side hustle, and it started small and they kept going. So anyways, we were supposed to focus on NFL players today. The NFL players' side hustles. Peyton Manning, you see him on TV. You see his brother on TV. Of course, Peyton Manning retired now. Everybody. I was at, where was I the other day? I was at I was buying the Wine and Wealth. I was for Wine and Wealth. I bought a bottle of wine for our show that we do for our customers. And Tony Romo was in this big cutout in the store, and I don't know what it was, Corona or something. Anyways, side hustle, making money off that side gig while they still have their original job. Okay, and then the third thing I want to share with you, and we'll wrap it up, is you're not just saving the money, you're investing the money. And I want to really elaborate on this because I don't want you to think it's just me. So when you get your side hustle, when you end up start saving money more effectively, you get your dough straight, you're living below your means, you know where every dollar's going, maybe you start something a little fun for yourself. Now you want to invest the money, but let's just start at the very basics. Investing doesn't mean the stock market only. Investing can mean a simple high interest savings account. You could say, I've got a little money, I'm going to go put it in a high interest savings account and make my 1.9% with no risk. That's an investment. I consider that an investment. And then let's just call that high interest savings account. It could also be that you're investing in the side hustle. You go, well, I need so many more whatever to build because so many people want to buy. That counts. That counts as an investment. It could be property, right? More and more people are wanting to buy income property, and great. I mean, if you think it's a good deal and you want to do it, invest in yourself. I love it. It could be an IRA. It could be as simple as you taking more from your paycheck and putting it in that 401k at work because there's a match. If there's no match, IRA, right? So that's your kind of your tip of the day, right? So investing doesn't mean stock market altogether. I get a lot of communication, all sorts of things from people where they say, I want to invest. And I go, well, wait a minute. If the market is good for you, let's do that. If it's not good for you, what else can we invest in? It could be investing in collectibles. Now, you can't do that in an IRA, but you could do it on your own, right? You could be investing in cars that you fix up and sell. Doesn't matter. So just know that you want to invest, and you want to invest it well. If you're going to invest it in the market, if that's something you're going to conquer with your IRA or maybe just an individual account, know what you're doing or get help, all right? I'm happy to help. That's what we do here. But just know what you're doing. Make sure you're going in the right direction there. One of the interesting things about the NFL at the moment is their push to educate on investing. They're not saying so much, here's a financial advisor, go ahead and talk with him, because there's a lack of trust there. The reason we work with the current NFL player that we do is because he knows I don't touch his money. I have zero access to touch his money. No matter how much he wants to put in there, I can't pull it out. And not every advisor can say that. A lot of times you write a check to a financial advisor. Don't ever, ever, ever do that. There's no need to anymore. So that was one of the reasons we trust them. Now the NFL is trying to teach these players how to not only live below their means, use endorsements where they can, of course, and then invest the money, but they're starting to teach them how to invest the money. So it's just something, you want to learn the same thing. We do a lot of videos, a lot of classes where we teach you about the investing, because one day a lot of our customers that are interested may just say, Dustin, I got this. You taught me for the last 2.5 years in all your client classes. I learned how investing works. I see what you're doing. I'm going to go do it myself. That would be an honor. That's fine. Like what I said before, I don't need 1 million customers. I need a handful of customers that have the ability to learn, want to learn, and then I just want to take them all the way to retirement. If some of them drop off and they go, I'd like to do this myself, awesome. I'll talk shop with you anytime you want. I love talking about investing, so no problem. Anyways, that's all I have for you there. You've got some bad stories in the NFL too. One of my favorite and sort of feel bad for him stories is Terrell Owens. Guy spent too much money. What are you going to do, right? Now he's trying to make his way. I mean, I'm sure he's got a little money, but he's not rich anymore. So it's incredible. Marshawn Lynch, great story actually. He made $50 million in 9 years in the NFL, and he and his family have reported that he has saved all of it for retirement. All of it. Now, retirement doesn't mean for him 60 years old. It means retirement from the NFL, by the way. Very cool. He donates a lot of money. I thought that was interesting. So I just thought I'd point that out, guys. A simple video for you today to help you see how you don't necessarily need a lot of money to invest for retirement, to invest in yourself, to get your dough straight. And that's what the Dough Show is all about. So we'll wrap it up there. Lifestyle is uber You sell video games. Awesome. Yeah, cool. I actually know a guy locally that does the same thing. Does pretty well, from what I understand, by selling these video games. I bought a few of them off of him just because they were older games and I wanted to play them. And so they were $30. And I'm like, I don't think they were that much when I was a kid. But hey, if you want them now, they're $30. So I know you made some money off of me. Go Knights. We've got a UCF fan in the house. Ross, my favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. Don't make fun of me. Did he go on Shark Tank? I haven't seen many of those episodes lately, but yeah. Oh, Shaquille O'Neal, if you want to talk about the NBA, of course. That guy does nothing but side hustle, man. He's everywhere. That's incredible. Talk about Kirk Cousins, who lived in his in-laws' basement, drive his grandma's old van. Is that who it was, was it Kirk Cousins? Because I was trying to think. I thought it was a baseball player who literally drove around. It was an NFL player. Maybe it was Kirk Cousins. Is that the guy that drove around to all the games? Like, he didn't really, like, when he was in town, he would stay with his family, but otherwise he was literally in a van. He'd pull up to the beach and stuff and just hang out, have a good time. That was a cool story. I'm not sure if it was Kirk Cousins or not, but if you see that one, really cool. The guy was just experiencing the world, or, the United States, driving around while, of course, being a star, doing well, and banking a ton of money. I think that'd be so cool. My wife would never go for that. But to just grab like a nice RV and just go. Just drive around, save money, and just, see what happens. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up there. We'll be back for the closing beat at 5 o'clock today. Lots to talk about, actually, in the stock market. So if you're interested in seeing what the stock market does today, want a short update on all of that, hit the subscribe button and turn the bell on. That bell will let you know when we go live. It's supposed to anyways. And we will take it from there. See you again at 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching, and talk to you then.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.